and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm here with my 20-week pregnancy update. So today I am currently 20 weeks and 5 days pregnant, which is absolutely crazy to me. I can't believe that I'm actually 20 weeks pregnant already. I actually had my anatomy scan a week ago, and obviously they checked everything on baby. And I'll get into the whole process of the scan and everything that happened and what I was told. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been experiencing and how pregnancy has been for me so far. So for those of you who don't know, this is my third child. I have a 5-year-old daughter and an 18-month-old son. And I actually found out that I was pregnant 2 months after my son turned 1. Which was absolutely crazy. It took over a week to actually get a positive pregnancy test. My body was basically telling me that I was pregnant, and then the test was saying that I wasn't pregnant. So it wasn't until I was exactly a week later where I actually got a positive pregnancy test. So it was quite a shock to me, because obviously me and my husband, we wasn't trying to get pregnant. We obviously wasn't doing the best to prevent pregnancy, but we wasn't like initially trying to get pregnant, because obviously my son was still classed as a baby to me. Like, a kid to me is still a baby until they're like 2 years old. That's just me. Obviously I know that they basically classed as a toddler. So when he was 14 months old, that's when we found out that we were having another baby, and it was a very scary time, a very unsure time. We didn't know fully what to expect or what was going to happen. For people who don't know, I actually suffer with epilepsy, so me being pregnant is a very high risk. Not just high risk for the baby, but high risk for me. I am constantly at risk of SUDEP, which is sudden death by epilepsy, and that is quite scary. So obviously with me being high risk, we wasn't going to try for another baby because of the risks that it could have for me and baby. But when we found out we were pregnant, we were obviously overjoyed, and we are overjoyed, and we're so excited. In terms of pregnancy itself, I was suffering really bad with morning sickness. I felt really nauseous from 4 weeks pregnant, and then when I actually hit 6 weeks pregnant, I started throwing up. I couldn't keep food down, I couldn't keep fluids down. But when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was throwing up all the time, and I ended up severely dehydrated, and then ended up being admitted to hospital, and I really didn't want that to happen again this time. So I obviously kept drinking and kept trying to eat, even though I was being sick. It was quite stressful for me, and but I managed it, I did it. And I was so relieved that I was able to actually keep food down eventually. When I got into the second trimester, when I was about 14 weeks pregnant, so about 2 weeks after I had my first scan, my sickness was still there, but it actually subsided quite a bit. So even though I was being sick, my it was nowhere near as bad as it was in like the first trimester. And obviously I still have days where I'm sick now. So in terms of baby, so I went for the baby scan last week, the anatomy scan, where they checked the heart, the kidneys, brain and everything like that. And baby is looking absolutely perfect. They're measuring up right, their heart chambers, their brain, everything looks good, their limbs look good. So yeah, I was really happy about that. They did tell me that they couldn't see any male parts. So they said to me that they suspect I'm having a girl. They said that they looked and they said they had an idea of what the baby was going to be, but they looked and said, and they basically said, yeah, it looks like you're having a little girl. We couldn't see no male parts at all. And obviously I ended up crying, because obviously I was going to be happy whether it was a boy or a girl, but because I had a boy like last year, finding out that I'm going to have another little girl, it literally made me cry. I was so happy. And I can't wait, literally I can't wait to meet my little princess. So we have a couple of names that we like for baby. We have one that we're actually quite set on, but we're not telling anyone until a baby's born. We're not even telling any family what our child's going to be called until they're born. We've told middle name, and that is it, because the middle name is in honor of my mum who passed away a year ago. So it might sound weird to some people, but because I lost my mum exactly a year ago, and she passed away on the 2nd of September last year, and then the 3rd of September this year was when we found out I was having a girl. So to me personally, I feel like this baby is a blessing of my mum. And I know some people don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I do. And I feel like my mum is sending me a little girl, so that I have a piece of her with me, that I'm obviously missing. I have been feeling baby kick. I've actually been feeling a move for about 17, since I was 17 weeks. And do not like big tumble, like rolls and stuff like that yet. It's just kind of like, you can feel like a kick here a couple of times, kind of like the poking me a couple of times, but I actually found out that when I went for the scan that I have a high placenta, so my placenta is kind of like up here, and it's at the front. So they said to me that that's going to be blocking baby's movement. So they said that because the baby's still quite small, that I'm not going to be feeding baby every single day, and it will seem like I've got reduced movements. But they said that when the baby gets bigger, by the time I get to my next midwife appointment, which is when I'm 25 weeks, they said that I should be feeding the baby more consistently. But she said, don't worry, you know, your midwife will check when you go for your next midwife appointment. I actually do have another scan in 2 weeks time, and that is with the epilepsy doctors, and they are basically going to check baby's heart and their brain and everything like that, just to make sure that everything is okay. And that's what they do because of the medication I'm on for my epilepsy, just to double check that everything is going well with baby. So obviously we're really happy and we're overjoyed that we're having a little girl, and we're so pleased that everything is going well with her so far. We have started buying so much for baby already. As soon as we had our second scan, I may have gone mad and just bought so much stuff, because in my mind I was like, right, in 4 weeks time I'm going to be 25 weeks, and then I'll only have 15 weeks until the baby's born. And then I was thinking, oh my god, Christmas is almost here and the baby's due like not long after Christmas. And I just started like going into like the whole panic buy mode. So we've got all of her bottles, we've got her sterilizer, we've got quite a few clothes already. We haven't got anywhere near us now, but I have got some cute outfits which I'm really excited about. We've got her pram. I've got a cassata pram, which is it's basically a single pram, but you can actually turn it into a double pram. So obviously my son, he's 18 months, and when the baby's born he's going to be about 22 months I think. So he might be walking and he might not be walking. He does walk now, and he does like to get out of the pram and stretch his legs. But obviously my daughter's at school, so obviously I'm responsible for doing the school run, so sometimes I'm probably going to have to do like set the pram as a double pram to get my daughter to and from school. But the thing that I love about the pram that I've bought is it's basically the same size as a single pram. You have the carry cot, you have the car seat, you have the seating bit of the pram, and I love that because when my son isn't going to be in the seat bit, I can just have it as a single pram. And I love because it's got one of those buggy board kind of things attached to it, but it's not one that you clip in. It's like built into the pram, so it doesn't stick out or anything like that. Your toddler can just stand on it, or they can even sit on it and put their feet in the basket. Like that's just how amazing it is. I probably spend more on it than I wanted to spend on a pram, but I searched and searched, and this is a pram that just caught my eyes. It's what the baby's going to be comfortable in, and it's also what's going to be suitable for me. Having 2 children already and being on a school run 5 days a week and doing shopping and stuff like that, it was easy for me to get the pram that I've got. So I got a cassata, and yeah, very, very excited. I was shocked when it actually arrived, because I've got like 2 boxes, and I actually opened it just to have a look, to make sure like everything that was there, and the car seat is in a box on its own. And I was saying to my husband that I don't really need to set the pram up until just before the baby's born, or when the baby's born, because when I bring them home from the hospital, they're going to be in the car seat anyway. So yeah, we're obviously in quite a small place at the moment. We haven't really got any news that we're going to move anytime soon, but we're hoping to get a 3-bedroom, and we're hopefully, fingers crossed, going to get it near to my daughter's school, so it will make the school runs a little bit easier for me. But yeah, we have no news as to yet whether we're going to move, but we need a 3-bedroom house, that's for sure. And my daughter is so excited. She keeps telling me that she loves her baby sister, kissing my belly, rubbing my belly, saying good morning baby sister, good night baby sister. Yeah, she's really, really excited to meet her little sister. So I'm going to show you baby scan. So as you can see, she's got her head there, and you can see her little knobs and her chin and her lips. There's a torso, she's got a little hand there, and as you can see, those are her legs up there in the air, and they're so long. But I mean, that is to be expected, because I am 5'9", almost 5'10", and my husband's 6 foot, so she's going to be tall. My son's tall, my daughter's tall. She's definitely going to be tall. I'll try and give you a little glimpse of my belly. This is obviously what it looks like when I'm sitting down. Here it is standing up. Oh my goodness. Here's it standing up. I'll pull this down a bit. There we go. And here's from the front. I'm actually suffering really bad with SPD at the moment. I had it with my daughter, but didn't really know what it was at the time. And I remember after having her, I remember asking the midwife about it, and she's like, oh, you must have had SPD. When I was pregnant with my son, I had it really, 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 really bad. And this time round, I've got it worse. This is the worst that I've ever had it. I'm walking so slow. I'm probably walking slower than an old person that has a walking frame. And I don't say that in any disrespect to any elderly people, but I've had elderly people that have walking sticks walk past me, and they're so much quicker than me. That's how much my SPD is high. And I can get the bus up to my daughter's school, and I do try to get the bus up, but obviously you still have a little bit of a walk down the school road. But I don't really like getting on the buses because of COVID. But obviously I'm getting to the point now where I'm really struggling to walk. But I do try and push myself. I try and walk home. So I drop my daughter off to school, and then I walk home. Sometimes I walk up to get her and then walk back as well. But I feel like I'm probably gonna have to start taking the bus twice a day. So take it up to school twice a day, and then just walk home twice a day. But I know that when I get further along, I'm gonna probably have to get the boys there and back, because of how bad the pain is. And if anyone's wondering why I don't drive, it's because of my epilepsy, and I've been told I'm a risk to myself and other people. And it's a shame really, because I always wanted to learn how to drive, and I was learning to drive, and I was about to do my theory test and then actually start getting prepared to do my driving test. But sadly my epilepsy set in, and I've been told I can no longer drive. I think I have to be seizure free completely for 3 years and not be on any medication. So that's obviously upsetting and disappointing to me, because that's something that I always wanted to do. But I have to deal with the buses for now. So yeah, that's it for my pregnancy update. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I am going to try and do more pregnancy updates from here on out, just to give you guys a little bit of an update of what's going on. And it's mainly so I can look back as well, so I can see this, and I can look back and I can see where I was this time last year. Do you know what I mean? And I actually enjoy watching back my vlogs from my son. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon.